Hey y'all, what's up? I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you're still in the mood for some spooky Halloween vibes, because, dude, it's gonna keep rolling. We've already got Edgar Allan Poe, and I gave y'all some book recommendations that are very Buffy, True Blood, just straight up monster, witchy, gotta love it Halloween. And we're keeping it rolling today, because I just found an awesome series on Kindle Unlimited that I had been reading a book at home. I never take actual books to work, but I always sneak in some reading on breaks and lunches and whatnot. So I have the Kindle app on my phone, and I've got Kindle Unlimited. I've been doing a lot of reading on that. And they're like, oh, well, you just read this book. You want to try this? And yes, please. I love it. I put down my actual paperback. I've been reading a Tim Dorsey book that it's really funny. I'm enjoying it, but I have to read this series. I'm already on the, sadly, third book. I'm hoping it's not the finale, but that it's just caught up to what she's written so far, because I love it. It starts with The Bone Witch by Ivy Asher, and she's new to me. I was looking at her bibliography, and she's written other stuff before, from several other series, but I haven't touched those yet, but I am loving this one. Oh my god. Partly for the plot, but mostly, I just really love the main character. She is sassy and smartass and has all kinds of just always trash talking, usually to herself, and side-eyeing her own emotions, and she knows dang well she shouldn't be lusting after who she is, so, she insults her own, bodily anatomy and threatens to drop kick certain feelings and body parts, which, I've definitely had that feeling, though, for another reason. I have threatened some of my anatomy and told it I was gonna cut it out and trade it if it didn't behave, but just like her, it goes, screw you. I do what I want, and doesn't listen to us no matter how much we insult it and threaten it. So I am freaking loving it, because it's basically, we have this character, Lenny, which, poor girl, the way she talks about stuff, she is very hot, which is the only reason she's getting away with a name like, Lennox, or Lenny for short. Or Leonard, as her cousin likes to call her. Among other things, like, she is a bone witch. And he has a lot of fun with that. Everybody else calls her, the osteomancer, and we've got, hemomancers for blood witches, and I do appreciate how they name everything in this. It's got a very kind of a anatomical nickname for the actual branch of magic, and then the folks that are actually part of it are just like, yeah, I'm a blood witch, I'm a bone witch, I'm a soul witch, whatever. But there's actually really cool names for it. But I love it. Her cousin Tad calls her the Supreme Boner. Oh, wait, sorry, should I be calling you something else once she comes into her powers, which, as far as she knows, is only by death, and it was her grandma that was the family bone witch. And, so she gets home and she's pissed. She was all getting ready to strip down and wait for the delivery boy and eat, in the tub. After a hard day of making everybody else feel better with massages and creepy old guys hoping they would come with happy endings. And, the ones that want the happy endings, there's a reason they're at the massage parlor paying for it. Creepy. And then, no, there's the purple pouch of doom in her kitchen. And she just starts, like, if you have a problem with like, F-bombs and, sexual tension, avoid, because she drops a lot of those. She's like me. She can embarrass a sailor when she gets going. And when she sees that purple pouch, it's time to embarrass a few sailors that could, learn a thing or two about how to really vehemently cuss. So, she does that and, calls. It's like, oh, crap, that means, I don't have my grandma anymore. So she's, freaked out because now her life is going to not be what she planned. No, now she has to run the family magic shop and take over the family business. And that is not well received, not by her or by some of the other family members that thought they were going to be the ones in power because, well, it comes with power and money. And they already think they're the best things in the world and treat everyone else like crap. And like they straight up robbed her. So, and they're hated by the entire family. They've been pulling crap for generations. So they're, everyone is so happy when, they don't get the power, but Lenny does. And, normally I'm against foul language, but let's go mess that. Yeah, even the aunt that keeps getting on them to have proper language is cussing up a storm that we're gonna go mess them up for trying to steal the grimoire and thinking they can get away with this crap. But Lenny beats them to the punch, punishes them in the best way, and takes pictures. Yep. Not enough world, no, she friggin' takes pictures so they can make it into sweatshirts and Christmas cards and everything else. So, as if that's not fun enough, she ends up, I love it, she, has to get a familiar because she is now a witch, and you have to have a familiar. And she's not an animal person, but she goes looking for one and ends up with Hoot. This little, been returned multiple times dog, because supposedly, he's not a proper dog. He doesn't love people, he doesn't want to play, he just wants to leave me alone, I'm sleeping. And so neither one of them are happy that, she's made him her familiar. She didn't want a dog in her apartment, not that they're allowed anyway. He don't want a human, but I was like, well, be glad I adopted you because you were on the short list for permanent nighty-night time, which we're not going there because I'm going to go off on a huge angry tangent of I wish I could switch people for some of those dogs. Yeah. So we're not going to go there. But he lets it be known by releasing noxious stink bombs. And then she ends up knowing exactly how he feels because some prick comes into her shop. And as soon as he realizes Grandma's dead, you have the power, turns her into his familiar. And then gets pissed when, she turns the tables and does the same thing to him. Because how dare she do to him what he did to her? He had every right to control her, but she wasn't supposed to get revenge. So, and that is a running theme of he is a useless freaking prick and just controlling and just worst human ever. But she can't give him what he deserves because since they're linked, if she brutally murders him, she'll die suffering too. And that's pretty much the only reason he's alive. And he knows it, even though he likes to think he's way too big and bad He-Man for her little old girl self to do anything about it. And that's one of the things I hate about this story, but I also love it, because if he hadn't been a prick, oh my god, he's just walking, he walked in the room and I'm dripping and ready. Yeah. But then he opens his mouth and, he's terrible. But they're stuck together and, she's just like, I really want to climb him, but I also want to murder him. So she's, got this internal monologue of she's side-eyeing and drop-kicking herself because she wants to climb him. And he definitely does not deserve anything close to that nice. And her familiar, ex-familiar, because you lose your familiar when you become one, unless you're both witches, and then you're tethered, and that's a whole nother problem. So now that Hoot is not her familiar, that little traitor likes the, prickly bone witch, or blood witch that turned Lenny into his familiar. Because, he could have asked her to help, save his missing brother, but no, he just essentially kidnapped her into it. And, betrays her and blackmails her and throws her under the bus every chance he gets. But she still wants to get with him. Even though, she knows she's stupid for it. and it's a running thing through all 3 books, is she's freaking stupid. He's the worst human ever, but oh my god, he's hot. I think I'm in love with him, and I'm stupid. I hate myself for this. Gonna have a talk with all my bits about this. So we're still a couple books in, it's not till the second, into the second book that we find out where her brother has been and, what's going on. We're left with a cliffhanger at Bone Witch. But, like, the plot it's good. But for me, what's really selling it is just this, it's her. I love how she interacts. I love her and her cousin Tad getting into it and all the crap they give each other. There's just so much sass and smart aleck and threats, and it's freaking hilarious. I loved it. I hope you will too. So, do with that what you will, and have a good week. Bye. Happy reading.